presented by Freestyle Libre. Teddy back with us. Orlovsky's on assignment. The Crow is ready to go. So much to get to, so little time. Roll it. We begin with the defending champs, the unbeaten Birds, in a face-off with the Broncos in Philly. We said in the morning, Teddy, it's going to be the game of the day, and it was. Beginning of the second half, Eagles up 10-3. Saquon Barkley, they can't get the running game going, but they can find him out of the backfield.
Yeah, I don't know where he was running the football, but in the passing game, Saquon makes a huge difference here. Gets in the end zone for the Eagles.
47 yards. Eagles up 17-3. Ball game, right? They won't blow a 2-touchdown lead in the fourth quarter. And then Broncos have scored. They've made it 17-10. And then look at this play, Rex, from Bo Nix for Evan Ingram.
Yeah, absolutely crazy here. The kid's got so much poise and confidence.
And then what is Sean Payton going to do? He's going to go for the two. What do we say? D-Wood?
Crazy.
How do we describe this decision?
Hey, that big kahunas.
That's Troy Franklin. Never a doubt. You'll hear them say afterwards they didn't even consider kicking the extra point. Broncos up 18-17, but a lot of game left. The Broncos have a 3rd and 2 at the Eagle 29. Philly is going to make a stop. They're going to get off the field with at worst a field goal and plenty of time. But then,
come on.
Teddy, that's your favorite player, Zach Vaughn.
My favorite linebacker in the league to watch. I mean, Zach Vaughn, forearm to the back of the head. The player's down. This is a penalty, folks.
Broncos run a bunch more clock. They kick a field goal. They're up 21-17. 9 seconds left. Hurts, Dallas Goedert looking for a flag on the play. Teddy, should there have been PI here?
Let him play.
Let him play.
Yes, you could have called it, but still, it's like the game's on the line here, guys. You got to earn it.
One last chance. Jalen Hurts dropping back. He's going to heave it up. We got 2 jumpers in the back of the end zone. D-Wood, look how close they get.
Oh, look at that. It's a game of inches,
They're
folks.
fighting each other for the ball.
Yeah.
You got 2 jumpers. Usually there's one. Rex shallow tip. They both want that.
In front.
They both want that, huh?
Devontae Smith both there. In the end, it falls harmlessly away. And the Eagles fall from the ranks of the unbeaten in a crazy Denver win that could be the beginning of something special for Bo Nix and company. The trend continued for the Eagles yesterday. They have been outgained in every game they've played this season. They're just the 2nd reigning Super Bowl champs to be outgained in their first 5 games to start a season. The previous was the 87 Giants, who finished 6-9. Here are the Eagles receivers and their quarterback on the performance yesterday.
Shot ourselves in the foot a lot. Left a couple plays out there and we wasn't on the same page, but I mean, ultimately, we got to get on the same page.
The inconsistency showed up again, and we got to play 4 quarters, and we have to, stop putting a lot of pressure on our defense because they're playing really good, but we just got to pull our end.
Certain things don't get you until they get you. So we got to go back and really learn from this. Take ownership for the things that we can control.
Okay, let's dive deeply into this one. D. Wood, the question comes to my mind, have the defending champs lost their identity?
Greeny, you can't lose something you never had. You cannot lose something that you never had. The Philadelphia Eagles never had an identity this year. They can't run the ball well. They can't sustain blocks up front. Okay, we heard the constant chattering from the wide receivers about the passing game, lack of targets, the lack of what they're doing. Quite honestly, they're not doing anything well offensively. And listen, they're right. They are letting down their defense. Their defense is playing winning football. They're playing championship style of football. But there is no consistency whatsoever in any aspect of the Philadelphia Eagles offense.
And in particular, and the sound was a little muffled, but you could hear Devontae Smith saying we're not on the same page on offense. When you hear that, Rex, as a coach, what does it say to you?
It's coaching. That's what it tells me. They have no confidence in the coaching, and they shouldn't. All right, this is a new offensive coordinator, okay, guy that's probably never called plays, or sure doesn't appear to when I watch him, because there's no rhythm to the dang offense. All right, here's the thing that drives you crazy. This team did have an identity last year. Yep. And you know when it took over? When they started saying instead of fly, Eagles fly, I used to say run, Eagles run.
Right.
That was their identity. About 60% of the time they ran the football. How about this in the second half? All right, by the way, when you're ahead in this game, 24 offensive plays, 23 drop-back plays, 23 drop-back passes. Against, by the way, a team that you need to run the ball against. The thing they do best is rush the passer. all right, and play tight coverage. What the hell are you doing? There's no rhyme or reason. And so when they talk about we're not on the same page, you know the page we're not on? Like, this guy has no clue. And I'm going to tell you what happened. It reminded me of a couple of years ago. Remember they imploded?
Yes.
Because they had no confidence on the other side of the ball in the defensive staff. And they imploded. They couldn't beat anybody after they lost like 9
They were
games.
10-1, and then the entire season
they got
went
destroyed.
completely
This
down
thing
the
could
drain.
happen again. But on the other side, Sirianni's got to take over. He's got to take over and say, no, we are run football team first. And our passing game is good once we establish the run. But right now, they stand for nothing. It's almost like the guy's reading, oh, AJ, Brown is upset. Smith is upset. I'm going to get them the ball. We're going to throw every snap. Hell with that. They're going to run your butt out of town.
Saquon ran it for like one time in the second half, I think it was. Saquon is the engine for the team, the running game. But what's been covering all of this up is they've still been winning games in dramatic fashion. Right. Block kicks, a defensive play.
Yeah, but that's not sustainable, Teddy.
It's not, and it showed because they almost had that same formula going, but I just think the huge play was the Zach Bond penalty. Yeah. When the penalty comes, and this is a third down here, people, you're stopped, forcing them to a field goal attempt. You'll get the ball back. I mean, you have a timeout, and then this flag right here. These are the mistakes they didn't make in crunch time. They've been winning in the fourth quarter. So what this did was this. Now you have to win this game with Jalen Hurts throwing the football to win the football game, and you played right into the Denver Broncos' hands because they've got Nick Bonito, who's a star, who had 2.5 sacks. Cooper can rush the passer. Allen's a superstar, and you got great DBs back there, so they couldn't get it done. And that way, the Denver Broncos put them right where they want them.
If you were watching Sunday Countdown yesterday morning, Teddy did a breakdown and said exactly this. If the Eagles let Nick Bonito be the difference in this game, he will do it, and that's how it turns out. Shefty.
They've been flirting with this all along, and I know we've talked about how clutch they've been, but they easily could have lost to the Dallas Cowboys on opening day. They easily could have lost to the Chiefs in Kansas City the next week. They should have lost to the Rams the next week. They survived in Tampa, and it finally caught up to them against Denver. And let me say this. I used to cover that Broncos team for 16 years. I've seen the Broncos in this spot. There have been, over time, 113 games in which the Broncos have been down on the road by 14 or more points. Look at their record in that spot. 1-1-12. The win came yesterday. They don't win in that spot. That was entering yesterday. This is the second time
and
it's
that's
happened.
against the world champions in their house, and it took a coach with guts.
Hey, you know what? I mean, it did. I mean, absolutely did. But how does the clock run? Does the clock run like when you run the football and stay in bounds? Well, it does run.
Right.
Oh, okay.
So if you have a 14-point lead in the fourth quarter,
You're running the football.
I mean, isn't that how you do close games out? I don't understand. But this dude right here's got no clue.
The Eagles had 11 rushes all game long.
Let me put that up. Let me put that up. Cindy, put up 822. Let's just make everyone underline this number if you haven't seen it. The Eagles had 11 rushes and 44 pass plays in this game. There were 11 rushing attempts, their fewest in a game since 2009. Their 45 rushing yards, their fewest in a game since 2018. This is not the formula. It is not their identity. So to D. Wood's point, they have lost their identity if they indeed, at any point in this season, ever had
And
one.
let me just say that the third down, I mean, they were 2 for 11 on third down, and they were mostly third and medium and to third and long. So what play does that eliminate? It eliminates the most successful play in the NFL, the tush push. Didn't see it last week because the Broncos did so well and keep them out of third and short and fourth and short situations.
In the interest of time, I don't have time to play the sound from Bo Nix, but Bo Nix said afterwards on that 2-point conversion call, there was never any question they were going for it, no hesitation. You were a head coach, Rex. Can you describe what that is by Sean Payton to make that decision there?
I mean, that's as gutsy a call as there is, but that is 100% knowing we got this. Like, he felt that kind of confidence. And you're right, when they put that hash out, the ball in the hash, everybody on the field knew it.
Right, exactly. Yep.
Everybody knew it. This is what we're going to do. There's only 2 coaches in the league who would have made that call, Dan Campbell and this guy. And to me, I'd like to say that I'd have the guts to do it. Hell no, I wouldn't. I would have kicked it, played actually defense. No chance I would have done that.
It's a remarkable win for Denver. They head to London now to play the Jets next week, which is the equivalent of a bye. So the Broncos now have it kind of running a little bit, and they look good. We will be on the football all morning long, but Rex insists that we get you all your postseason